Alright, my warriors. I know we haven't been making much progress on this channel so far. I'm sorry about that. All my recent videos have been vlogs and about the same topic, and I'm sorry, but hear me out. This is going to be my last video until I get everything situated, and even though it's kind of on the same topic, there have been things going on that I think are important enough to talk about. The first thing I wanted to talk about was quick summary of what's going on. Um, I was going to be buying a new headset and a new game capture because the Triton headsets I got for the Elgato were compatible. They're just really complicated to set up, and I needed another cord that didn't come with any of that stuff, and it just got me frustrated. So, and also they're compatible with the PC, but they weren't very good with it. So, I decided to get a new headset. After a bit of research, I decided I'm going to go with the Turtle Beach P11s, which is what I started out with, but apparently wasn't compatible with the Elgato either. But I'm getting a new game capture so that's that. Plus, the Turtle Beach P11s are universally accepted as a very good headset for PC and PS3 users. Um, so I was going to get one of those. And it did come in. I love it to death. I haven't actually gotten to use it yet, but I told you I used it before, so I know how they are. And I love the color scheme too. I didn't know that they came in white and blue, but yeah, I like it a lot. But the one thing I didn't do was I didn't buy a new game capture. And that's because when I was going to go buy the stuff, I decided to research the AverMedia again just to be sure, I wanted to invest in it because my last few purchases, they were headsets, but still my last few purchases didn't turn out the way I had planned. So I went to go research, and it's a good thing I did because the second time I found a lot of negative reviews. Like the first time when me and my friend were researching, we found a lot of 4 or 5 star reviews. And then the next time I found like all of them were like 1, 2 star reviews from people, like enough to even equivalate between them. It was like a 50-50 thing. And I'm like, not sure if I want to invest in this, It's a lot of money. It's the thing that's going to allow me to even record on my PlayStation. I want to make sure I do it right. So I decided to research more options on the internet and on YouTube. And one of the things I interestingly came across on YouTube was that a lot of people were saying, Elgato, way to go, man, kind of thing. And the reason it was surprising was because they were Let's Players like me, doing commentary, and they were using the PS3. So I decided to watch some of their videos to, humor it and maybe see if I could still, keep my Elgato, save some money. And they were all the same stuff. They were, showing how you could set it up with a headset and all that kind of stuff, but really be really complicated. But apparently they were okay with that. Apparently they were knowledgeable enough to do it. I'm not. I don't want to waste my time. But then I came across a video that had a girl saying, hey, you can set up your Elgato as simply as, it's pretty simple to set up the Elgato by itself. It's when the headsets come in when it's the problem. But, she's like saying, hey, you can just set up your Elgato. You can use the Turtle Beach P11 headset and hook it up, and you can do commentary and record and all that great stuff. And I'm like, really? Mind mind blown. So I watch her video, and she's like, yeah, just plug in the Elgato as usual, and you get your P11s, and they come up with the standard white and red thingies. I don't really know what they're called or what they exactly do, but usually you use them to hook up the headsets. But even though they come with those, she's like, yeah, all you need is the actual headset because the headset already has the USB and the audio jack plugged in to begin with. And she's like, yeah, just plug in the USB to the PlayStation 3 as normal, and then use the audio jack and plug it into the port on the side of your TV. Apparently, she had a port on the side of her TV that was specifically made for headsets. And I'm like, really? I'm like, because when we tried setting up my P11 headset when I first got them before, I had some, knowledgeable friends helping me do this, and they never mentioned anything about that. So I'm not sure if they just didn't know that there was such a thing on the side of my TV, or if they just didn't think that they needed to use it, or whatever, if they were just going on the normal setup and thinking that was okay. But I checked my TV to see if I had one, and I do. I have a headset specific, just one whole audio jack for headsets on my TV. So I'm like, you know what? Whether I'm getting a new game capture or not, I'm getting a P11, so why not try it? So just ordered the P11 by itself. Went to go try it. I haven't actually gotten to test it yet because my TV and PlayStation is situated on a it's on a vertical stand, not like one of those horizontal things, you know, where it's just the shelf and the cabinet or whatever. The distance between the TV and the PlayStation vertically is enough just where I can barely not plug in the USB and the audio jack at the same time. So before I can even test it out, I'm going to have to, you know, situate my TV and my PlayStation differently, which is going to suck. But at the same time, I really, really think it's going to work because it was simple to understand the video and she actually showed it working. So, you know, why wouldn't it work for me? But we'll see. So for now, at the very least, long story short, new headset, good. Hopefully get to keep the Elgato because it is a good game capture. Just we're really picky up to the point where I am at right now. And also it will save me a lot of money. So hopefully that works out. I'll let you guys know once I actually, you know, either figure it out or get a new game capture. The next thing I want to talk about is that I went to the PS4 midnight launch yesterday. And that was pretty interesting. I'm not really going to be doing an unboxing video or whatever. I don't really care for those kind of videos. I really think they're a waste of time and kind of stupid. And I'm not really going to do them either. But I at least wanted to show you guys. Wanted to show you guys. Here it is in all of its glory, which I'm really excited to be getting and to set up. And there's an interesting story to go along with this. It's not anything particularly, I guess, not really huge. I'm sure people have gone through worse in these kind of situations. And I'm not really trying to, you know, say like I'm awesome, I went through this and I survived or anything like that. I'm actually kind of disappointed it happened, and I really wish it never would. But basically, what happened was I also decided to get a second controller and a game with the PlayStation, you know, so I could actually start playing stuff immediately. So I pre-ordered a second controller with it and everything, and I was going to get Knack, like I might have told you guys, but it got pretty poor reviews. I'm not going to completely throw it out the window. I might try it again later sometime, but I decided to go with a game that I knew got great reviews, and I was actually extremely interested in. It's not a PS4 only game. It's a cross-platform, but I decided to get Lego Marvel Superheroes, which seemed kind of silly to me at first, because, I mean, the only Lego games I played were Star Wars, but they were pretty fun and all that kind of stuff. You know, they're kid-friendly, they're silly and all that kind of stuff, but they were good. But I saw reviews, I've seen gameplays, and I've heard great things about the game, so I decided to get it. And, you know, when we go to get the PS4, we go around 6 o'clock. That's when they start finalizing receipts. You, like, pay for it beforehand. They give you a sticker with a number on it, and that's your group number, and they call you up by group to just, like, scan your receipt and give you the PlayStation, all that kind of stuff. But you were able to buy the controller and the games beforehand. And so I had forgotten my my debit card, and we were going to go back home anyway before the midnight release. So we went back home. I got my debit card. I came back. While we were waiting around for the midnight release, I went to go buy the games. And when I'm walking out of the store to go meet up with my friends who were in Walmart, this guy comes running over to me and like, hey, that's my bag. What are you doing? And like he just runs over and starts trying to like snatch it away from me. And I'm like, oh God, you can't be serious. Like I came to the midnight release. That was my first midnight release, by the way. But I've heard things. I've heard things about midnight releases, especially when it comes to games. And I know I've heard of people stealing things. I've heard of people beating people up. I've heard of people being trampled over because people just, you know, are stupid and all that kind of stuff. And up until this point, everything's been going fine. And this guy just comes up and tries to snatch my stuff away. And I'm like, oh God, no, this isn't happening. And it was the time where I was separated from my friends. The only time that night I was separated from my friends. And there were other people, you know, there, and they were watching, but they weren't doing anything about it, and I was getting concerned. And he's like saying, like, yo, this is my bag. It has my controller in it, my Call of Duty Ghost, my Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Like, you know, you're taking it from me. Give it back. And I'm like, no, this is my bag. I bought it just now. It's my controller and my Lego Marvel Superheroes game. And he's like, look, dog, you don't know me. This is actually what he said. He's like, look, you don't know me. I don't know you, but I'll fight for it. And all that kind of stuff. And he was starting to get agitated. And then luckily, he said, let's go back to the store and I'll show him that you took it from me. And I'm like, good. Because, I mean, I didn't just give it to him at that point because I didn't want to, just give it up for him trying to intimidate me. But if he was going to start throwing punches, I was going to just let him take it because I don't care if I don't even care if it was the actual system in my hand, the $400 system. If someone's going to try to beat me up for a video game, take it. I don't care. It's not worth it. But, I was trying to hold my ground, trying to, stand strong. And then he said, let's go back to the store. I'm like, okay, good. Maybe this guy is legit. Like, he's not trying to steal it from me. Maybe he actually thinks I took his bag. So we started walking back. I had my guard up, though, just in case he was going to try to do something funny. And when we got back to the store, his group of friends over there is like, yeah, we took your bag and hid it from you, and we're playing a joke and all that kind of stuff. He's like, oh, okay, that's fine, dude, just go and all that kind of stuff. And I didn't start a scene. I didn't want to, I didn't want to start anything, but I was really upset. I mean, first of all, I can understand the guy, it's a lot of money to spend. I can understand him being afraid that someone was snatching his stuff, but shouldn't have handled that in that way, and it really got me scared because I've never been that close to being in a fight ever, and I don't want to ever be in a fight. But yeah, it was scary. I don't know if they actually saw it, but my knees were shaking and all that kind of stuff, and I don't really care. I mean, being scared is a natural reaction, especially when you haven't been in that kind of situation before. But it was pretty crazy. He let me go. I walked back. I met up with my friends and all that kind of stuff. But even though that was the worst part of it, it just made it even worse because for the rest of the night through the midnight release, I always caught them out of the corner of my eye wherever they were. They would be like laughing and like looking back over to me and all that kind of stuff. And I knew they were making fun of me, but I don't know why they would make fun of me. I mean, first of all, they're the ones who caused it on me, and I think that I didn't really react in a wrong way. I don't really think I reacted in a lame way. I was scared, yeah, but I wasn't like, shaking my boots and all that kind of stuff. And either way, I mean, it's just a really jerky thing to do. And, it made me upset. And I wanted to say something, but I didn't. But besides that, everything else went off without a hitch that night. So yeah, that's my story. Don't know if it was interesting to you guys, but I was hoping it was. But yeah, so I have the PS4 here. Not going to be setting it up yet though because this tying into the last thing I wanted to say. I've got 4 Let's Plays going on the PlayStation 3 right now. I have Kingdom Hearts Final Mix, which the actual Kingdom Hearts game is like 2 or 3 games in one, and I was planning on playing them all, but I'm not going to worry about that right now since I have the PS4. I'm only going to worry about finishing what I have started right now. But I want to finish what I've started. So, I mean, I got Kingdom Hearts Final Mix. I've got The Last of Us. I want to finish The Last of Us for myself anyway, because I've heard great things, but I have no idea what happens. And then I also have to finish Storm 2. And then I haven't even started Batman, but I definitely want to play that game. So here's what I'm going to be doing. I am going to be setting up this system today. However, I'm going to be hoping I'm gonna see if I can set up the system somewhere, like hook it up somewhere else that I can use HDMI with and keep the Elgato in the PlayStation 3. And before I do any kind of streaming or any kind of recording on the PlayStation 4, I'm gonna finish my 3 Let's Plays. I hope you guys don't mind that. I hope you guys are actually excited about that. If you guys were expecting, wanting me to drop that stuff in favor for the PS4, I'm sorry. But that's just how I want to do it. I want to finish what I start, especially because they're Let's Plays that I actually enjoy doing. As for Batman, though, even though that's a PlayStation 3 game, I won't be able to do that through the PlayStation 4. I have different plans for that game, but I do plan on playing that before I get into PlayStation 4. I will let you guys know what my plans are once I have everything kind of situated. I don't want to spoil anything for now. It's kind of a secret, But yeah, I that's my plan. Even though I have a game and all that kind of stuff for it right now, and I will be playing this today, I kind of was iffy on it because you guys know that even though I haven't done many of them yet, I do like to try to do blind Let's Plays. And if I do record this game, it won't be first impressions. But I decided to trade it off for wanting to be a little bit more organized with how my channel's been going. So I hope you guys can respect that. In summary for this video, headset and Elgato situation coming under control. It should be, if the Elgato thing works, it might even be resolved today. If not, then it'll maybe be another week at most before it's resolved. Second thing was the PlayStation 4. I have it. I went through a little bit of an ordeal, but I have it and I'm fine and I'm okay. I'm actually still a little bit shaken up by it, even now, like 14 hours after the fact, but oh well. And then the last thing was, trying to finish my Let's Plays and just tie up loose ends before moving on. So, and speaking of moving on, even though I do want to move into the PS4, I am not going to be giving up the PS3. I'm keeping my system. I'm still going to be playing games out of it. I mean, my entire game library right now is actually PS3 games, and I have one game for PS4. Probably be getting more in the future, but it costs money to get games, so I'm probably not going to, have like maybe 5 games within the next week or something. That's not realistic. I'll probably have maybe 2 to 4 games within the next 2 or 3 months, maybe even more than that. So, even though having the PS4 is exciting, I'm not going to be, I'm not going to have a whole lot of content to be able to play and stream off of that. So I'm going to be, doing PS4 where I can, but trying to stick with PS3 for now, especially because there's a lot of great games on there that I want to play for you, including some downloaded PS1 games. But yeah, so sorry about that. I trying to get everything together in my head. I actually premeditated this vlog before it even happened, and it still ended up being 18 minutes long. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a comment, like, and subscribe. I will see you guys with a surefire update on everything once it's actually completely settled down. Once everything is completely fixed and once I have an idea of exactly where I'm gonna go with everything, it'll probably be in the next few days to a week. But I'll come up with a vlog for that too. Then after that, we'll start rolling. We'll start getting back into it. We'll start getting back into those battles, into that big old battlefield that is gaming. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.